decision. And now we move on to public participation. There are no public forum presentation advised in advance of the meeting. So we move straight on to deputations by appointment, and I'd like to invite Julian Bowden, CEO of Mainland Football, and Anna Galvin from the Christchurch Netball Centre, who will present a deputation regarding item 17, the Netball Sports Centre. That will be an item that we'll deal with later in the meeting. Normally we can bring it forward, but today's our community board day, so we'll hear from our community boards first. But you have 10 minutes, so I'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you all. Thank you for having us along here this morning. I'd just like to put an apology from Chris Rodder and Steve Barry, who have been two drivers of this project and have other appointments today. Today's really about giving you an update on the project and the opportunity that exists, which we are highly excited about. Christchurch Netball Centre and Mainland Football have been working in a collaboration since after the earthquakes around 2011 to look for an opportunity for a site to build a 10-court indoor facility. The two sports collaborate well in terms that netball is predominantly a winter sport and futsal predominantly a summer sport. So we have noticed a real lack of indoor facility in the city, and that's something we'd like to help correct. We've been fortunate enough to get a benefactor come on board who's prepared to invest $10 million into this facility. So a gift to the city of that size, there's not too many of those that come along, and it's something we would really like to be able to bring into Christchurch for the betterment of the wider community. Both of the sports, I guess, are in places where they could grow, and we've had no ability to grow our sports post-earthquake due to the lack of indoor facility. And we're probably one of the few, well, the only city in the country that doesn't have a major indoor facility for a number of its indoor sports. The council research and independent research has shown that even with Metro Sports Hub built, there'll still be a lack of indoor sports facilities for the sports. So we actually see this as an absolute positive step to sit alongside the Metro. The Metro with its 9 courts and us with 10 would allow both sports to bring a lot more larger events to the city. Each venue on its own probably wouldn't be able to hold things like national secondary school netball tournaments, national futsal tournaments and the like. And not even that, the ability to open that up to other sports and other community groups to use is something we see as highly positive. Through this process, several sites have been assessed. You can imagine over nearly 9 years, we've turned over a lot of rocks. But each of those has come with their challenges, and I guess what we've landed on is a site that we believe will meet the needs, meet the outcomes to the greatest level that it can from what we've seen. The benefits have been out at Ngāpunawai, I guess, which is, I can see actually being New Zealand's premier sports hub in the country, one of a kind, and the ability for us to work with the other founding sports that have ended up out at Ngāpunawai, we see as a huge opportunity. And while futsal and netball are key stakeholders, I think our ability to work with other sports in a collaborative way is really important. And the ability of a facility too that can meet other community demands. The setup of that being 6 courts on one side and 4 on another means it can be broken down and spaces made available for smaller or larger events and for any group in the community. So obviously we're really excited about the opportunity. I know you've got a paper in your pack there that I'm sure you would have read. There's quite a bit of information in there, and obviously we'd be happy to talk more. One thing I would like to do though is make a special mention of Andrew Rutledge and the Parks team, who have been absolutely supportive and amazing to work with during this process, and also the rest of the council executive have been nothing but supportive and have helped us through, I guess, navigate some quite tricky waters. So we really are appreciative of the council support.
Thank you.
Questions?
Do you want to say a few words as well?
No, Julian said it for me.
That's a joined up presentation then. Thank
Compelling.
you. Do councillors have any questions? Aaron?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Exciting for especially young people in sport in Canterbury. All going well, what's the opening date?
We're thinking on the timeline at the moment, it could be like an 18 months from now. I guess there's a number of hurdles to get across still with any project, but we're looking at approximately a year build time we think can be achieved. So from the time we get through the next few hurdles, that's what we're thinking.
Anne?
Thank you, and it's really exciting. Just wondering, have you got any idea of numbers? So if we had a national competition happening, any idea of numbers that would be involved?
I can talk to futsal in that we have national secondary school tournaments with 100 teams turning up with 7 or 8 kids. They'll be down here for a week. So by the time you add on the supporters, it's 1,500 people for a week using the facility day in, day out. Netball teams might be bigger.
Netball, very similar, about 130 odd teams at South Island secondary schools, those sorts of competitions, national secondary schools, national provincial champs, which is coming back again this year. So we're talking big numbers of teams, actually.
Big numbers. And just to follow on with that, I see, the opener, it can be used between 8 and 10, I believe. I think that's the proposed opening, usage. During the week, what kind of usage would it have, do you anticipate?
We see a huge opportunity with schools, certainly primary, intermediate, and high schools as well. But in an indoor facility of that type, it becomes easier to move children to. And there's a number of schools in the community that could make use of that. What we don't know is how many community groups may be interested in a space of that size as well to run all sorts of programs. So we've got to really, I guess, the blinkers are off. We're not set on exactly what that will be as yet. And I guess as we go through this process, the ability to engage with other parties that will find this space interesting is probably something that really excites us.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? I think that there's general excitement at the prospect, so thank you very much for coming in and making a presentation.
Thank you very
much
much.
appreciated.
Cheers.
Thank you.